Hello everybody, my name is Saeed Hussein. This is my CIS 3367 midterm video. My research is going to be about adult obesity and obesity as a whole. In particular, I want to theorize if a lower median income by state results into a higher obesity rate among adults and additional age groups. I'm going to be using these two different data sets, all from the same source, which is stateofobesity.org, a nice interactive website with some great visuals covering obesity throughout the United States. My first data set is going to be all 50 states, their obesity rate and their median income for each year of 2011 all the way to 2016. You're probably wondering why I have some of these highlighted. I use this powerful tool called conditional formatting, which gave me the ability to highlight the top 5 states with the highest obesity rate and the bottom 5 states with the lowest median income for each year. This helped me immensely because I discovered this pattern that each year 3 states had both their obesity rate and their median income highlighted. Those 3 states were Alabama, Mississippi, and West Virginia. It meant that these 3 states had a really high obesity rate while having a really low income, showing some substance towards my research question and made me look at these 3 states closely. Going towards my second data set, I'm going to be showing the obesity rate of different age groups. The reason why I chose these different age groups is because I feel like they represent different lifestyles and different choices when it comes to food. I also want to include food insecurity by state. To understand what food insecurity is defined as a state of being without reliable access to a sufficient amount of affordable, nutritious food. This means that they can't afford the high quality meats and groceries. They have to find cheaper alternatives, which are often unhealthy, aka McDonald's. Going to my first data set, I'm going to be inserting this table into a pivot table. If you don't know how to insert a pivot table by now, I feel bad for you. So this is going to be my first pivot table. It's going to show the average of obesity rate and average of median income, and also I'm going to put states as a filter because I want to look at each state individually. I also want to change the average of obesity rate into a percentage and average of median income into accounting. So a cool trick that I learned that can do this much quicker is if you highlight it, press Alt HP, it becomes a percentage, and if you want to include decimal points, press Alt A0, Alt A0. Additionally, you could do the same for income. You want to change it to accounting, press Alt HN and just type accounting, and boom, now you have it as accounting and percentage in a quicker way with the keyboard. I'm going to be inserting this table into a pivot chart from our first dashboard. If you don't know how to insert a pivot chart by now, I still feel bad for you. So this is going to be my first pivot chart. Doesn't look that nice because it's supposed to have obesity rate and median income, so we can change that real quick. We can change it. When you have 2 different data sets in one chart, you want to always do combo and have a secondary axis so you can read this much cleaner and nicer. But we still don't understand what this chart is saying, so we're going to use a powerful tool of slicers. I have it for year and state. So let's just look at Alabama for now. So for Alabama, from 2011 to 2016, we see the difference in obesity rate and median income. Something interesting that I saw was in 2012 to 2013, when income rose, we saw a dip in obesity rate. It did go down by 0.5%, but when we're talking about population, that's a significant amount of people. And if we want to look at it just by itself, we could use the slicers. It's such a powerful tool. It shows an obvious increase in income and an obvious decrease in obesity. It gives a little more substance and a stronger evidence towards my research question. Going to my second data set, I'm going to be inserting all this into pivot tables as well. These are going to be my pivot tables. I'm going to have one for food insecurity, one for all the age groups, and one of the age groups I'm going to have separately. I'll explain why. So I'm going to insert all these data tables into pivot charts into my second dashboard. So this is my second dashboard. Doesn't look that nice, doesn't really look that clean, you can't really read it or understand it, but that's why we have slicers. It's such a powerful tool and important tool. So let's just put my 3 infamous states. Let's put Alabama, Mississippi, and West Virginia. And yes, I do call it infamous states. And then I want to include 2 states that contrast these 3. So it's going to be New York and California, mainly because, you know, New York and California has a bunch of hipsters and health conscious people that they think that eating salads is healthy, so we're going to see their numbers compared to my 3 infamous ones. So let's look at food insecurity first. As you see, because Mississippi has a really low income, we're going to see a high food insecurity, which is pretty sad. You know, Alabama and West Virginia have a high food insecurity as well, while California and New York have a really low one. When we look at age groups, I noticed that 45 to 64 was pretty high in obesity rates. I'm guessing this is because at that age, you're not really thinking about going to the gym anymore. You know, you're not really being that health conscious. You're not thinking about the choices you're making when it comes to food. And plus, after paying your children's tuition bill, you know, you gotta spend whatever money is left over. So everyone should go to Baruch. And lastly, this is gonna be my third chart. It's going to be the obesity rate of 10 to 17-year-olds. The reason why I put this separate is because these are children. You know, these are kids that don't make their own choices when it comes to food. Their parents are making it, so you can see how their choices are greatly affecting their health. This chart kind of shocked me and disappointed me because all states have a pretty high obesity rate when it comes to children. I'm guessing this is because, you know, technology these days, you don't really want to go out anymore. No physical activity is encouraged. You rather just stay home looking at memes all day. So this kind of shocked me, but it gave me some great insight and aspects towards obesity. Continuing, I use another powerful tool called Power Maps. This gave me insight because it brought me into a bigger picture. I put 3 different layers, which are filters. My first layer is show me all the states that have an obesity rate above 30%. And as you can see, I noticed that all the states were in the middle America, Midwest, and in the South, which is pretty surprising, like nothing in the East or West Coast. So the hipsters are doing something right. My second is going to be show me the state that has the lowest income. So I took the average of 2011 all the way to 2016 and found out that Mississippi has the lowest income. So I said they have the lowest income, the highest food insecurity, and the highest children obesity. So don't move to Mississippi anytime soon, but I'm sure it's a great state though. And then in my last layer is going to be show me all the states that have a food insecurity above 15%. And again, they're all in the Midwest and in the South, so the East Coast and the West Coast are doing something right. Lastly, I'm going to be showing my favorite visual of all. It's going to be a scatter plot with the median income and obesity rate as an axis. I included my 3 infamous states, my 2 hipster states, and my 3 states that I feel are just in between, Florida, Georgia, Texas. Ideally, how I want this to play out is the movement from 2011 to 2016. I want to see them stay in the same region, meaning when income is high, does obesity stay low, and when income is low, does obesity stay high? So let's play this out. As you see, as California income increases, their obesity stay low. In contrast, Mississippi, their obesity stay high when income remain low. So it kind of gave some strong evidence. So this awesome tool, along with my map and my dashboards, gives some strong evidence that median income does affect obesity rates. You know, in the US, foods that are cheap are often unhealthy, and we should be doing something towards that. You know, who knew Alabama, Mississippi, and West Virginia had high obesity rates while having really low income? And I hope some action and politics can happen to help these communities, you know, help them get richer and healthier for the long term, especially for the children, and making them have better habits. I hope this gave you some great insight about obesity, showed you how powerful Excel is, and inspires you to make healthier choices. Thank you guys for watching. Long live Excel, and see you guys later.